How's everyone doing? Today I have a horror haul with 4 pickups, and if you've seen any of these movies, especially that they're associated with right here in the actual movies themselves, let me know what you think of them and let me know which one of these items is your favorite. I've got 2 signed items in here and then 2 movies, a 4K and a Blu-ray. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the first one, which is a replica of, can you guess it, the Lament Configuration from Hellraiser, which is awesome. And it's signed up by Doug Bradley, Pinhead, with the JSA sticker and matching serial number to the card. JSA is one of the top third-party authenticators out there. I'd say PSA is still number 1. I'd say JSA is number 2 at this point. And JSA essentially came from PSA. The creative JSA used to work at PSA. Beckett, I think, would round it out at this point. For me, I try not to pick up any signed items unless they're from one of the top 3 third-party authenticators, or if it's an in-person signing with photographs, something like that, to prove authenticity. There's too many fakes out there, forgeries, and especially on like eBay and other sites. But really awesome, bold blue Sharpie for the Lament Configuration will look amazing on display. Love that. I know the past, I think 3 Hellraiser movies now did not feature Doug Bradley. I think he could still play the role. I feel like there's just so many franchises that have synonymous stars with the franchise. Again, not just Doug Bradley, but you think Robert Englund, just even Kane Hodder, I think at this point. I think he's the most beloved Jason out there. But especially for Nightmare on Elm Street and Hellraiser franchises. Actually, I enjoyed the most recent Hellraiser movie. I went in with tempered expectations because the previous 2 were terrible for me. I think this actually is one of the worst overall franchises. There's only I'd say 3 good, great movies in the franchise. I did like Hellworld. I know I'm in the minority liking that one. But the most recent one was actually pretty good. Much better than I was expecting it to be. But so give that one a fair chance. I know some people were put off for some, social political reasons. Whatever. It's a horror movie. I don't really care about anything else. And it turned out to be a pretty good movie. One of the better ones in the franchise, actually. But Doug Bradley on the Lament Configuration Hellraiser cube right there. Really awesome. Dig that. And then I'll go ahead and show you the signed up Funko Pop, which is Elvira. This was from, I think it's OCC Collectibles. They have the little hologram down there. They have a lot of, in-person private signings. I follow them on Instagram and on Whatnot. Facebook, I think they're on there too, but definitely check them out. They hold a lot of private signings with horror icons and different actors and things like that. I know they did a bunch with Tim Curry, which is always cool. But this one was with Elvira. This is an Entertainment Earth exclusive limited edition. I guess this is like the blacklight one, I think. Doesn't actually say on there, but that's what it looks like for sure. I'm trying to see if it says if it's blacklight anywhere, but I mean, it looks like it, right? But we got in the pink Sharpie right there, Elvira with the 2 X's. I actually like getting the Funko Pops signed on the figure themselves rather than on the window, but that is just pretty much the norm to get them signed on the window. You could sign on the top of her head right there. A lot of the Funko Pops, you have area to sign on the figure itself. I prefer taking them out of the package. I think it makes more sense, more logical sense. You can actually appreciate the figure and the artwork in its entirety, and it takes up less room. I do keep my, Funko boxes. I put them in the attic, but this one, I guess I'm going to have to, keep in there because it's signed on the window. But I do think the artwork is awesome for the packaging too. 40 years of Elvira. There she is holding the heart right there. She is an icon for sure. I just thought this was really cool. She's signed so much stuff. Maybe it's just OC Collectibles, but either way, check them out on Instagram, Whatnot, all the different social medias. They have a ton of cool stuff. Their Whatnot shows are really awesome. They do like mystery boxes and things like that. That's where I actually got this one. So they have a lot of signed stuff, which I think is really cool. If you're a Funko Pop collector or horror collector, definitely check them out. And again, I like when they do like the private signs. You can see pictures of them signing and stuff like that. And sometimes they do, if you want, you can get, them authenticated through JSA, Beckett, places like that. Of course, you pay a premium for that. You pay more for it. Next up is the 4K Steelbook for The Mist, which I actually recently rewatched. I want to say a couple weeks ago, and still holds up. My only issue with this was, I feel like everybody talks about the ending. I saw that ending coming. I feel like for most movies, they're typically formulaic. You can kind of figure out it's going to go a certain, there's going to be a twist, there's going to be something. So my mind is always thinking, I'm trying to figure things out. And I was just thinking, look, let me guess, it's going to happen this way. And it did happen that way. So he didn't have to make that decision at the end that he did. But I think that's just a very powerful scene. Even though when I first watched it, I was able to predict that. It was still, I thought it was awesome. And the movie overall is incredible. I love the religious fanaticism aspect, the effects, the creatures in here, basically about a town enveloped by mist, and some people are trapped in a grocery store, and there's all these creatures coming out. It is awesome. I love the heck out of it. Stephen King adaptation, directed by Frank Darabont, who directed The Green Mile, which is incredible. Shawshank Redemption, incredible. Some other, Stephen King adaptations right there. And then I'd say one of my favorite Jim Carrey movies, The Majestic. For non-comedy, I would say Truman Show, then The Majestic. I do want to watch number 23 again. I remember not liking that one initially, but I feel like I should give it a rewatch. But Truman Show is, Dumb and Dumber is my favorite comedy movie of all time. Then I would say Spaceballs. But yeah, Dumb and Dumber is just one I can put on anytime. I just love that friggin' movie. But Truman Show is right up there too for one of my Jim Carrey favorites. Liar Liar is a good one too. Let me know what your favorite Jim Carrey comedy movie is and your favorite Jim Carrey non-comedy movie. And let me know what your favorite Stephen King adapted movie is and your favorite Frank Darabont directed movie. But yeah, this one is a classic right here with Thomas Jane. Just a great cast in general too. Marsha Gay Harden, a bunch of other recognizable people in here. Who's the one? Toby Jones. There's somebody else in here. Gosh, they're not going to say who it is on the back, right? Of course not. But a really good cast in here. And this is a Lionsgate 4K Steelbook. I feel like they've slowed down on these Steelbooks, which is unfortunate because they were amazing. They still are, but you can see the artwork underneath there. The slipcover, I think it's practical and works aesthetically as well. But impromptu unboxing. Here is the digital code if anybody wants the digital code. And here, I like the discs as well for the produce and stuff right there, the ground meat. And then you get the black and white version, which I think is awesome. So yeah, that's a 4-disc collector's edition. Disc 1 is the 4K. Disc 2 is the 4K. The black and white. So it's the same thing with the Blu-Rays. So there you go, the black and white versions and the regular in color version. So interior artwork as well, really beautiful design for this Steelbook. You can see some of the crazy mutant bugs in there. Great acting, great tension, great effects, great story. I definitely dig the heck out of this one, and I would highly recommend it for people who haven't seen it. I feel like this is pretty well known at this point though. I want to say 2006, 2007. I'm going to go, somewhere around there, I believe it was released, but definitely a great one and a beautiful release for it. Looking forward to checking out the special features in here. There's, it looks like to be a bevy of bonus features. So audio commentary, I enjoy the audio commentary. Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, Saw his family from, this is from the Warner Archive Collection, which I feel like they were releasing a lot of really good horror movies on Blu-ray. I wish they would release more. This is directed by Jeff Burr, who passed away about a year ago now. May he rest in peace. He directed Night of the Scarecrow, not to be confused with Dark Night of the Scarecrow. A couple of horror sequels, Stepfather 2, was it Blood Wings, Pumpkinhead 2, and then I want to say Puppet Master 4 and 5. But he's done a bunch of other things too. This is, no, I take it back. Oh my gosh, I was almost going to forget my favorite Jeff Burr movie, From a Whisper to a Scream. I love that one. Great horror anthology. One of my favorite Evil Killer Kid segments right there, the Civil War Kids. Love that one. Vincent Price in there too, the wraparound story. That is such a great horror anthology movie. One of my favorites. So that's my favorite thing that Jeff Burr directed. Let me know what your favorite Jeff Burr directed movie is. This would be number 2. I am actually a big fan of Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. I think it is underrated. It's got a good cast here. Ken Foray, Viggo Mortensen, R.A. Mihailoff is good as Leatherface too. And just a pretty straightforward storyline with it. Looking forward to revisiting this one. It's been a while. Some good special features in here too, making of. I definitely want to delve into that, and maybe we'll hear some insight from Jeff Burr as a horror director. Deserves way more recognition. He's done so many different things, a lot of low budget stuff. I'm pretty sure he did a movie called Devil's Den too with Devon Sawa, and again Ken Foray. He likes working with him. When I was younger, you may not be able to tell now, but when I was younger, people used to tell me I looked a lot like Devon Sawa. And at one point, I dyed my hair blonde, and then he had just done the Stand video. My friend called me up and said, "You're on TV." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And we just, with the, dyed blonde hair, the Stand video for Eminem. But yeah, this is one I really enjoyed. I would have to say the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre is probably like my fourth favorite in the franchise. I know that's, sacrilege to say. But I think the second one is amazing to me. I like the remake a lot. I know that gets a lot of criticism. Texas Chainsaw Massacre Beginning, I love that one. I think maybe Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original, might be like my fifth favorite. We're going to go Texas TCM 2. We're going to go the remake, the Beginning, and then this one, and then the original. I think it obviously set the groundwork. And just especially for low budget horror too, it was groundbreaking. Tobe Hooper, it's not my favorite Tobe Hooper movie either. Life Force would probably be in there. Funhouse too. But yeah, let me know if I'm the only one that doesn't have the original TCM as their favorite. Again, yeah, it'd be down the list for me. I just think it's gritty. It just has the characters are so freaking unlikable. It just, I don't know, I feel like I like the other ones better. That's just really, it just doesn't resonate as much compared to some of the other ones. I have a fun time with this one, a lot more rewatchability factor. The second one is just a blast. Chop Top is incredible. It's just the characters. And then I think the remake and then the Beginning, those ones are just amazing to me. But I will say the TCM 3D was terrible. It has the worst line in horror movie history, "Do your thing," cuz I see people I think there's somebody has their username as that. People have it on t-shirt. I mean, embrace it if you dig it. But for me, I thought it was awful, especially that line. It just made a farce of the character, and the timeline and all that too didn't work. But yeah, the other Leatherface movie that came out not too long ago, kind of a origin story, if you will. That one was actually pretty decent too, from the directors that did Livid and Inside, which are two great French extreme horror movies. Definitely check those ones out. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this franchise overall. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with it in the future. I know there was the one that was on Netflix, which it was a mixed bag for me. Definitely not one of my favorites in the franchise, but dig this one. And there's the one with, what was the name of that one? I always get the name mixed up with Matthew McConaughey and was it Reese Witherspoon? Not Reese Witherspoon, the other blonde one that I get her mixed up with Reese Witherspoon. Next Generation. That one was hokey, but I still had fun with it. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the blonde girl's name in that one now. I think she was in Judy, right? Which was Academy Award nominated and all that stuff. But I always got her mixed up with Reese Witherspoon. But the other girl, I can't remember her name now, and I feel bad for that. She's a good actress. But yeah, Matthew McConaughey, that whole movie was hokey, but still entertaining for me. But yeah, I digress. Leatherface, happy to add this one to the collection, directed by Jeff Burr. Check out his other movies, especially From a Whisper to a Scream. Great horror anthology movie. And there you go. Those are the 4 pickups. Horror Haul, the Mist 4K Steelbook, from Lionsgate. Love the heck out of these ones with the slipcover revealing different artwork underneath. Very practical and aesthetically appealing. The Lament Configuration Hellraiser puzzle cube with the autograph from Doug Bradley. And then the Elvira signed Funko Pop, which I believe is a blacklight one. And it's an Entertainment Earth exclusive limited edition. Let me know what you think of these 4 horror items, movies, and which one of these is your favorite, and which one of these movies is your favorite. The Mist, Leatherface, we'll say, you know, the original Haunted Hills was fun too, but the original Elvira, and then the original Hellraiser. The original Hellraiser is so creepy to this day to me. But there you go. Let me know what you think of all these. Let me know if you have any signed Funko Pops. If you have any horror Funko Pops, let me know which one is your favorite. Let me know if you have any signed movie memorabilia, you know, replicas, props, anything like that. All that good stuff. Leave me those comments down below, and I hope everyone's doing well. Take care and keep it spooky.